thank you all for making the time to be here with us today. My name's Ana Gail Orellana, and I'm the Regional Customer Service Manager for Entergy Louisiana. Before we begin today's program, I would like to recognize all the local officials and community partners who are joining us this morning. If you don't mind just maybe raising your hand, knowing that you're here. So thank you so much. We really appreciate the partnership and you attending this morning. We are definitely grateful for that continued support. We're so thrilled to be here in St. Bernard Parish and honored to celebrate this important work with you. As many of you know, resiliency isn't just a buzzword for our community, it's a necessity. And no one understands that better than our first speaker. At this time, it's my pleasure to welcome Entergy Louisiana Operations Coordinator and proud St. Bernard native, Mr. Christian, to deliver our safety message this morning.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here. My name is Christian Joya, and I work in construction management for Entergy right here in St. Bernard Parish. Before we get started with today's celebration, I'll take a moment to talk about something that's at the heart of everything we do, safety. Whether we're building new resilient infrastructure, restoring power after a storm, or standing here at a ribbon cutting, safety is always our priority. It's the foundation of the work we do and the commitment we make to our customers and to one another in the field. Out here in our community every day, we see firsthand how important a strong, resilient grid is, especially here in St. Bernard Parish. We know what our weather can bring, and we know how hard our community pushes through it. That's why the investments we're recognizing today matter so much. They're not just about poles and wires, they're about protecting people, strengthening the grid, and making sure families, businesses, and essential services can count on us when it matters the most. It's an incredible feeling to be able to work in the very place where I was born and raised, right here in St. Bernard Parish. Every day, we're not only helping build the foundation of a premier utility, but we're also strengthening the resilience of our community for generations to come. This is more of a job, and it's Entergy's commitment to the place we all call home. As we celebrate the progress being made today, I want to remind everyone on site to stay mindful of safety. Please watch your step, even on a finished work site that can be uneven ground, cables, or equipment nearby. Stay outside any marked work zones and maintain a safe distance from trucks, lifts, and tools that our crews may still be using as we wrap up this morning's preparations. And as always, if you see something that doesn't look right, say something to one of us. Looking out for each other is how we make sure everyone goes home safely. Thank you all for the support for this project and the trust you place in us. Together, we're building a stronger, safer St. Bernard Parish. Thank you all very much.
Thank you for those remarks, Christian. I hope you all recognize where we sit today and what these system upgrades will support. We're at the corner of a major thoroughfare, surrounded by small businesses and homes, and of course, we would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge the St. Bernard Parish Library for hosting us. With that being said, I would like to invite up from our friends at the library, Lauren Clement.
Thank you and good morning. Again, my name is Lauren Clement and I'm the Library Director of the St. Bernard Parish Library. On behalf of myself, the Library Board of Control, and our staff, I'm absolutely thrilled to welcome you to the St. Bernard Parish Library. We are honored to host Entergy Louisiana today as we all gather to celebrate community progress and innovation. You'll have the opportunity to hear from Entergy Louisiana and other local officials who will share how these investments will benefit the parish and the region. I would like to take a special moment to recognize our distinguished guest, Parish President Louis Pomes, Louisiana State Representative Mike Bayham Jr., Louisiana State Senator Sidney Bartholomew II, the Honorable Judge Kim Jones, Council Member at Large Fred Everhart, Council Members Patrice Cusimano, Gillis McCloskey, Cindy Meyer, Amanda Moniz, and Ryan Randall. whose presence and contributions highlight the shared commitment we have to the growth and resilience of St. Bernard Parish. At this time, I would like to welcome President and CEO Entergy Louisiana, Philip May, to the podium to share a few words. And thank you again for being here at the St. Bernard Parish Library.
Good morning. It's always great to be in St. Bernard Parish, and it's a community that truly understands the importance of resilience. You know, today we're not just cutting a ribbon. We're marking the beginning of a stronger, safer, more reliable energy future for families and businesses across this parish. This project is part of Entergy Louisiana's $1.9 billion statewide grid resiliency program. It's an investment in people, an investment in homes and in small businesses, an investment in the infrastructure that forms the backbone of our local, state, and global economy. You know, in St. Bernard, we're making a $13.5 million commitment to strengthening hundreds of miles of power lines and replacing or reinforcing more than 600 distribution and transmission structures so they can withstand winds of up to 150 miles an hour. These aren't just engineering upgrades, they're peace of mind. The difference between staying connected and being in the dark. It's about getting our communities back up and running more quickly after an event. And that's what resiliency is. And we know these projects work. In Grand Isle, one of our most exposed communities, during Hurricane Francine, they did not lose power. And that is a marked change from what that community has experienced in the past. That's the kind of progress we're working towards for St. Bernard Parish. It's the future that we're building. This project is also about protecting critical infrastructure that drives Louisiana's economy. Port operations, petrochemical facilities, seafood processors, manufacturers, and yes, even libraries. When storms knock out power, it's not only inconvenient, it threatens jobs, disrupts supply chains, increases costs, and slows growth. Strengthening the grid avoids those losses. It keeps people working, it keeps businesses open, and it keeps this region competitive. We expect these improvements to avoid more than $24 million in future storm costs and deliver more than $117 million in long-term investment benefits over the next 50 years. That's money that stays in our customers' pockets. Now, none of this happens without strong local leadership. Strengthening the grid is about strengthening communities. So as we celebrate today, remember that this work is about people, protecting them, supporting them, and preparing our communities for a future where storms may be strong, but our infrastructure and our people are stronger. Thank you to our local leaders, our partners, and our teams who put in the hard work to make projects like this possible. And thank you to the residents of St. Bernard Parish for your trust and your resilience. We're proud to invest with you and in you. And we're just getting started. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip. As Philip noted, the infrastructure improvements that we're making in St. Bernard Parish, it's not just about hardening poles, but it's really about strengthening our communities. These projects require strong partnerships across all levels of local government and throughout the community. These upgrades don't happen in a vacuum. They're the result of ongoing coordination and shared commitment. So last but certainly not least, please join me in welcoming St. Bernard Parish President, Mr. Louis Pomes.
Well, thank y'all. First of all, I want to thank Entergy for Louisiana for being a great partner for St. Bernard Parish government. They've been doing an amazing job for many years here in St. Bernard Parish, And most of all, I want to thank them for this amazing upgrade that they did to the energy system in St. Bernard Parish, spending millions of dollars here to strengthen the system that we have in St. Bernard Parish. And it goes above and beyond all that. As everybody knows, I've been here for quite a few decades and seen quite a few disasters in St. Bernard, from hurricanes to tornadoes. I got to take my hat off to the linemen, because I'm going to tell you, it doesn't take them long to get this power back up and running in St. Bernard Parish. They do an amazing job, and I think it starts from the top all the way down to the lead men that we have in field operation. We have a gentleman that pretty much runs field operation down here. I think I spent half the night with him last night, Mr. Cusamana and I. Curtis. It doesn't matter what time. It can be 2 a.m. in the morning. He knows when the phone rings and he looks down and it's a council member or one of the parish president, sheriff department, it doesn't matter who it is. Curtis picks that phone up and immediately you can go out on the highways and see their crew trucks heading down that way or heading up that way. It's an amazing job. And I just want to say that we are so glad to be partners with Entergy from Louisiana. Keep up the good work. You can look around, you can see all of these major steel poles that we have through here. I have no idea how much wind they can take, but I can promise you it's going to take a lot to take one of them down. But thank y'all so much, and we really appreciate the partnerships we have with Entergy from Louisiana. Thank y'all.
So the poles are actually up to 150 miles per hour. So good question though. Thank you so much again for your support and for being here with us this morning. We appreciate the partnership you provide, not just today, but year round. Before we close though, we would like to invite all local officials and members of the Entergy leadership team to please join us right behind me for the official ribbon cutting. Thank you all so much for being here today.